Staying at the Ubisoft booth, it's time to show those Knights Templar who's boss in Victorian London as we chat to the producer of Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Well, first and foremost, we can start with the modern day era. We're right at the height of the Industrial Revolution. It's 1868 and we're in Victorian London. On top of that, we now have two playable assassins, the twins, Jacob and Evie Fry. And then going back to the setting, now we have vehicles, we have a rope launcher to help you kind of parkour and traverse across the wider streets and the taller buildings. So quite a lot of new, fresh things I think the fans will be excited to play. I just see it continuing to grow. Like, we'll continue to take risks, really try to surprise and delight our players with every new title that we add to the franchise. And honestly, I think we're just getting started. While the first one was back in 2007, and at that time I was a day one fan and player myself. So a little surreal for me now being, working on Assassin's Creed Syndicate, but I'm excited for what's going to come. The team. They blow me away every day. The people behind who are really making this all really happen. It's amazing to their passion, their dedication, their attention to detail, ability to work with each other. Where there's so many multiple studios that it takes to build a game of this detail, and I'm just always challenged by them and always proud of the kind of quality of work that they can deliver. Oh, definitely. I mean, so we have 7 boroughs throughout the game, and not only was it important for us to make them visually different, but a part of it, their identity was just the ambience of the sound, what the music you were hearing on the streets as you were walking by different types of buildings or crowds of people or in parks. So I think it adds a level of immersion. Once you start playing, that really helps kind of ground you into the setting. I think the biggest challenge is, for me, the sun never sets at Ubisoft. We're constantly working on the game 24/7 around the globe. So there's always something going on, questions to be answered, things to follow up on. And so that's probably the biggest challenge. But with that, though, we have an amazing amount of talent that we can do very exciting things. And certain studios are very specialized in certain things. So we try to line up like features that they're going to help us out on and work on. But this go around, we're leading Assassin's Creed Syndicate out of our Ubisoft Quebec City studio. It's the fantasy of living like an assassin, being the blade in the crowd. And specifically for Assassin's Creed Syndicate, it's a story that actually has kind of 2 sides to it. One being Jacob and one being Evie, and both needing to realize they need to rely on each other to liberate London and give it back to its people. It just comes down to the fantasy of being an assassin and being in Victorian London, the thrill of the hunt, of finding your targets. Players will have a lot of opportunities and things that they can open up, and everything in the game kind of feeds back into that, because the Templars have full grasp of London, and you start right off the bat as 2 master assassins, and it's overcoming those obstacles and taking down those targets in creative ways. I'm really looking forward to how players decide to tackle the challenges in the game.
For my brother.
For my sister.
For London.
For family.